Hi, welcome back to Finally Revealed. In this episode, I want to talk about how to handle a stressful situation that is an emergency situation or a surprise situation, something that is unexpected. I'm taking this based upon something that just happened to me. It's happened a couple of different times, and it is in connection with a loved one, whether a person, a family member, a friend, or a pet that has a medical situation arise. Either there is something that is suspected as wrong and turns out to be something else, or treatment is being sought for a particular condition and something happens. And unfortunately, many of us have several of these situations arise because we know lots of people, or we have a large family, or we have many pets. And some of these things just happen. Sometimes it is human error that's involved. Sometimes it is just a situation that we're just not familiar with. And I came up with a few things that might help to think about in advance and to think through these and plan for it, so that then if something like this hasn't happened to you before but it does happen, you'll be prepared. It's hard to prepare for the unknown or unexpected situations, and so this type of information is good for us to share, because then we can teach it to our kids and we can help each other, and then when something does happen, it will make it a little bit easier, and hopefully it will help the outcome. So the trigger point, or the clue that something is, that this might come into play, is when there is all of a sudden heightened, or not necessarily heightened, but there is a big emotional change. You experience a big emotional change because there's some surprise or news or new situation. And oftentimes when our emotions all of a sudden swing as a reaction, the stress comes in. So now you have an emotional response, you have a stress response, and you need to calm those and get over to a decision-making or a thought response for that time being. Now, we all know it's helpful and healthy to experience our emotions at the time and to not stuff them down and to not disregard them, but for this particular situation, right then, it's helpful in order to get information if you aren't a pile of tears or angry or unable to communicate or shut down. So this is mostly going to happen when there's a subject matter or a circumstance that you are not comfortable with, or a subject matter you don't know about yourself, or you haven't encountered this type of a situation before. As I said, it's often surprise or unexpected, and you haven't had something like this happen before, or you haven't been around or near someone who had a similar situation happen. So how to deal with it is to go slowly, especially in a medical situation. If there are big decisions that have to be made, do they really have to be made right then? Now, if someone's leg has a bone sticking out and they need surgery to fix it, an artery has blown or been torn and they're going to bleed to death, obviously you need to do the best that you can and make that decision. Similarly, if there is someone giving birth and there is some type of a complication, you need to make those decisions. Anything else, while it may be serious, it is not an emergency. It's urgent, and it is best to make a decision, but do not feel pressured, not by the professionals involved, but by the time frame. And just because it's important, you can take a little bit of time. So this is where you need to think about this in advance. You're going to want to go slower, slow down. If you create the space by slowing down, you want to get clear. Ask for the information to be repeated to you. If someone says, "Oh my, this cough is because we think they have lung cancer. This is going to, they're eventually going to die. This is going to be this. This is," well, wait a minute. Pull it back step by step and ask the questions. When someone is giving you the information, sit with it a minute. Either get all the information that they are communicating to you that they want to communicate with you, then ask for some time to absorb it, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, have them come back or bring you back in the room. Now you ask questions, repeat back to them what they have told you, and you ask questions. Ask for any explanation of terminology, ask for what that particular word means, ask about time frame, ask what they would do if they were in the situation. Make sure you completely understand if there are cost components or tests that should be run or could be run, what is really necessary. Can you put it in a step by step and say, well, we can authorize this, and then with that information we can make the next decision. Is it something where someone has to be hospitalized, or the animal needs to be cared for in this situation, or is it something where they can go back home? What is the relevant time frame that's involved, and what are the risks? I know more than one time I had a dog who had something happen, and we went in, and they made me sign a piece of paper to take them back home saying they could die. Well, at this particular time, they didn't even know what was wrong. They took the samples to run the tests, but I said, well, I'm this close to where you are. I will be watching them, so if something happens, we can come right back over. But they made, you sign the paper. Don't be pressured, and don't be scared and do something because you're scared and then be pressured, which is a bad decision for your loved one, your pet, yourself. So back it up, be clear, report back to them or repeat back to them what they are telling you, and say, you told me this, is this what this means? You want to be clear. If you can have someone else with you for support to help listen to you, great. If you need to record what they're saying to then replay it back, if your spouse isn't with you and it's some financial component that you need to decide, try to do it that way. But you want to take as much time as you can. The more important the decision, the more time within reason, and so hopefully that part will help. Now, you want to have a support system in your life who you can at least reach out to say, I'm in a very stressful situation. I have to make a decision or a set of decisions, and can you just talk to me for a minute and just listen? Or it's someone who can reinforce and say, well, Joe, you make good decisions. I'm terribly sorry this happened. This had to come out of left field. You have to be feeling overwhelmed, and I'm here for you. I trust your judgment. You can do it. And someone who can help calm you down, and when you reach out to them, be clear. Do you just want them to calm you down? Do you just want them to listen? Or do you want some feedback from them? Help them help you. And hopefully you have more than one person that can help do this, and that you can help them provide support for them. So I hope that this was helpful to you. Things pop up and they're completely unexpected, and it seems like there's you're a giant surprise and a giant decision, and sometimes it's moral and ethical decisions and you don't know which way to turn. If you can, slow it back down, use your support system, get over into your decision-making brain, and then do the best that you can. Then switch over and de-stress and let your emotions out, and try to do that back and forth just to maintain some calm and to help you get through it. I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, leave me a thumbs up, leave any comments below or any suggestions you have for others. Share this with anyone who you want to help support them or work on this a little bit. Subscribe to see the other videos and come back and see me next time. Thanks for watching.